Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast, where Levi is slightly off screen.
I'm falling.
Let's bring it on in here, buddy. Whoa, careful. Anyway, Anthony had it right. His shoulder's not even touching the edge. Good job.
How is it that you're not in the center, Dane?
I don't. This whole thing just feels a little bit off, doesn't it?
Like-
Anyway, point being, welcome. I'm Dane Hennon. That's Levi Gates.
Hey, everybody.
And over here is Anthony Fisher.
Thanks for having me, Dane.
You bet. So, anyway, housekeeping. I see a box in front of me. There's stuff going on. We're not going to be here later this week. You're on your own for Q&A. There's a lot going on. So
It's
anyway,
going to be a great time.
please help us understand.
Well, you guys are going to the UK for Waxstock. That's the housekeeping that's happening.
Yeah.
We are.
You guys, the two of you, Josh Petro and Jimmy Wilkie of
Yeah.
JW Media,
Yeah.
as well as Keith and Sydney.
That's right.
6 of you are all flying over to foggy London town to then catch a train during the RMT strike
Yes.
to get up to Coventry Arena for Waxstock. 10th
Gonna be
anniversary,
fun.
2023. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm bummed to be missing, but I am so excited for you guys to really just, spread your wings.
Yeah.
And leave
Yeah.
the nest and, enjoy that.
I think it's going to be a pretty fun trip. I think we're going to get there and hopefully navigate our way to the train situation. And, before you know it, we'll be in the beautiful town of Coventry, where it is just glowing with flowers, smiley faces, and people that are just very welcoming. And so
I'm sure the flowers are on
why is
all
everybody
the
laughing,
graves
right?
and
Coventry
the-
is just a
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful town.
Yeah.
beautiful war-beaten down town.
No,
that
rebuilt.
was
Rebuilt.
Yeah, they rebuilt.
That was eventually rebuilt, but a lot of history there, which is nice. So, so we're gonna be leaving on Wednesday evening. Technically, I think our flight leaves around 6 p.m. here in Boise, and
Yeah.
so fingers crossed, we're gonna be able to sleep on that flight, getting over to London, since it's pretty much gonna be a all-nighter,
You
right?
guys might.
And Dane, you don't think you
Dane,
will?
I
have
told you
terrible
how to
luck
do
sleeping
it.
on planes.
I told you how to do it.
Terrible luck.
I've told you so
Just the
many
worst.
times.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you could tell a person.
he doesn't
but
feel comfortable taking horse tranquilizer.
That's all. There's nothing wrong with it. You
I
take
was
it.
told
Look,
fentanyl's bad.
here's
so-
what you do, Dane.
Oh my God, Dane!
So people want to learn the new hack that I've
fentanyl. Jeez.
after 7 years of flying and
Yeah.
learning these little tips and tricks, how to get across the pond safely.
Yeah, I've been
and-
doing that
and
just fine for
be
years,
refreshed.
but I haven't slept.
Well, not you. Yeah, the problem
I
is
got
we
there
then
safely
land and
every
we
time.
hear you go, I didn't get any sleep. I'm so tired.
Right.
So here's what you're gonna do, Dane. When they serve you dinner,
Right.
you're gonna take
Ketamine.
Oh my God.
That's worse.
I'm just waiting
Yeah.
for whatever he says
grade
here.
horse tranquilizer.
yeah, mild horse tranquilizer. Just a Tylenol PM.
Oh,
That's all it is, Dane. 1 Tylenol PM. You don't have to
man.
take 2. You take 1. You put your headphones on.
mm-hmm.
You set your alarm on your phone to wake you in 5-6 hours.
Sure.
That's all you got to do. Then eat your dinner, put on a movie, and then just
Drift away.
let sweet Tylenol PM drift you off to sleep with a full belly,
Hmm.
perhaps a whiskey sour,
Hmm.
and then
They
you
don't
just
make those on the flight.
I was
That's
going to say,
too- it's
probably
way too
not
fancy
happening.
of a
you could. I'm
drink.
sure you could make your own, Dane.
I brought my own sour mix. Just whiskey, please.
Do that.
Ay, ay, ay.
But you just pass out.
Oh my God, we're getting suggestions up. I
But
can I
Dean-
post these? They're not
Yeah, you
posting,
can.
so
Yeah, but here's the thing. You could just do that. The nice thing about the Tylenol PM, it only puts you out for really about truly 4 hours.
sure.
Puts
Yeah.
you in a deep sleep for only about 4 hours.
As I know
if
from
you
experience.
take 2, you might be out the moment you land. So I
I've
would
had
not recommend it.
terrible
Though.
experiences trying to use like melatonin
Right,
or other
I know,
things.
that's
I
the same.
feel so gross after
Yeah.
waking up. It just doesn't feel right.
So
There's
that's
a
why
fog.
that's why
It's
you
not good.
eat dinner, but right before they feed you the dinner, you put that in there so it's at the
Yeah.
bottom of the food. So it
Sure.
starts dissolving, gives you about 30 minutes,
I can see the logic here.
right? Then
I can give it a try.
you can enjoy that, and then the goal is that it'll get you drowsy enough to where you're like, oh, I gotta go to sleep.
It's
but you've set
basically
an
the
alarm.
training wheels to
Yeah,
get you asleep.
but you set an alarm in your wireless headphones
right.
to hopefully wake you up right before they show up with the breakfast.
So my my AirPods will give me a heart
So
attack when
none
they
of
finally
this-
kick
none
in.
of
That's
this-
what I'm getting
yeah,
at.
so
Yeah.
Why
Dane-
would your AirPod? Don't you get waked by alarm?
Well,
want
no,
Dane to
because
sleep
when the
for too
alarms go
long.
off, they freak me out.
So what do you wake up with when you wake up in the morning?
Well,
What's your alarm
I
clock?
try the gentle alarm that like builds
So
kind of thing.
you can do that.
And
You
that's
know, it's
good.
available on your phone. It's an
but
iPhone.
the effective ones are the ones that absolutely scare the ever-loving bleep out of you.
Anyway, so
Oh.
what's going to happen is Dane's
Terrifying
going
to
to
wake
take
up
your
that way
advice.
every morning.
Dane's going to have an upset
Yeah.
stomach, and he's going to be rocking back and forth on this plane ride the entire time. I'm going to say, Dane, are you okay? He goes, I shouldn't have taken that Tylenol PM. You know, and I go, yeah, well, what can you
So
do?
here's what you're going to do. Dane's going to not do that because he's
Oh.
going to be on the plane and go, you know what? I don't really feel like that right now.
Yeah.
But I'll have Anthony and Jimmy do it.
Yeah.
And Josh will drink enough whiskey to put himself to sleep.
Yeah, they'll
But
be fine.
have Anthony and Jimmy do it, and they'll both wake up refreshed and go, man, that was amazing. I feel great.
Yeah.
And then Dane will be like, damn, cool. I should have done that.
Cool.
No,
So-
I think the first time we ever flew over there.
I think we were
when-
just so excited.
The
and we
first
just
time, the
stayed
first
up.
time we ever flew over there, we stayed up. But what was funny is that they kept giving us drinks. Right, we were
Right,
really nice.
yeah, no, they were
the flight
real
attendants
generous.
were really just wanting to pitch us all these drinks. So what was funny is like
I think they were trying to put us to
like
sleep.
I was having
They
a
were.
couple drinks, and then like hours later, I would have like a mild hangover while I was still awake.
Right, yeah,
and
you
then I'd
would.
have to like,
You're like,
then I have to like chase it again. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I'm like, I feel horrible. I'm like, I gotta keep it
Because
going.
he didn't sleep.
But
Usually don't try
yeah.
and end a flight with cotton mouth.
Yeah, no, not ideal.
More dehydrated than when you got on
Yeah.
the plane.
But anyways, okay, so we're gonna be leaving to London. It's gonna be an awesome trip.
Yep.
And then we'll be gone for exactly 1 week, and then we'll be back here and hopefully staying put for a decent amount of time. So we're gonna try to make everything count over there. We're gonna try to get some good videos, obviously of Waxstock, the whole experience. We're gonna be going to a couple different places while we're there to grab more videos as well. But we're really excited to see John Hull. We're really excited to see Patrick, who's gonna be there. We're really excited to see Jack as well. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of familiar faces that you
Yeah.
guys have seen in our videos that we're going to get to reconnect with and have some fun. And so that's the plan. Now, other things going on here. We are still extremely busy at the Rad Company. We are still shipping out tons of orders every day. It is peak detailing season, even though it's hot as heck. And I mean,
Yeah.
what? Everybody's experienced 100-degree temperatures
Oh, we're in
right
the
now.
triple
Pretty much
digits
everybody. Yeah.
firmly
It's
now.
very nice.
Yeah. It's-
Yesterday, though, was nice.
Yes, yesterday was a little
Cloud
bit of a
cover?
respite.
Yeah.
Almost all day and not too hot.
Yeah.
It,
It'd been
it
warm,
topped out
but-
like high 80s, low 90s.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
If we could just have the whole summer like that, I'd be just fine.
Yeah, but
But the rest of this week is pure triple digits.
102, 103, 104.
I saw
degrees.
107 listed as one.
And that's where it stops
Yeah.
being fun. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's where it stops?
Dane runs pretty hot normally, and so
Big boy here. Pretty much draw the line at like 90 and above is all miserable.
Have you been doing like morning walks to get your walking in?
If
or
you
are
go
you
out when
doing-
it's cooler, that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
The problem is if you go out late in the day, the heat, at least here in Boise, sticks around.
Well, 5 o'clock
quite
is
a while.
the hottest
Dane
time of
goes
the day.
out on his porch patio thing, right? He likes to go out there and just do some baking, right? So he
Do some
figures,
laps.
and he goes, "Well, why would I walk when I could just sit and sweat just
Well, he
as
puts
much?"
on one of those trash bag outfits.
The
Yes.
world is my sauna.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Anyway.
Nature's shower.
So no, that's what's
Gross.
been going on around here. But yeah, Levi will be hanging back, running the Q&A by himself, doing next week's podcast by himself, and even next week's Q&A.
So here's
by
what
himself.
I'm thinking. I talked to the producers,
Okay.
right? Nick and I were talking. What he's thinking is we're going to skip next Tuesday's podcast.
Okay.
Do just the 2 Q&As on Thursdays.
Okay.
That way, when you guys come back the following Tuesday, we can
Yeah.
dedicate that podcast straight to just the UK recap.
Well, and you know what the next episode
I do.
will be.
I'm not going to tell them.
Well, they can
But-
figure it out. I'll give you a hint. This episode's $2.99. So-
You just gave it away.
No, I didn't say it. They can figure it out.
I am Alex's comment right there.
No, I
don't- I don't-
see.
Browning the fat.
I wish I could post these. Sorry, guys. I've been trying to post these. They're not going up for some reason, so I'm reading them. They're hilarious. But yeah, keep them coming. We
So
just need
that's
to
the
build
game
them.
plan.
The 300 podcast, are you
Yeah.
interested as
Yeah.
a Spartan?
I hope so.
Yeah.
It'll be funny. I'll be the only Spartan with a bunch of chest hair.
Yeah. That would be kind of weird, right? And you're also
It's
not
just coming through your
Yeah.
arm.
particularly ripped right now. Like,
Hey, you know,
I'm here to fight.
you've got
Leonidas, I'm here.
I may not be in shape, but I am A shape. So
like they're painting through all the Spartans, and
There it
it's what's his name? The actor in 300, the main guy. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler, right? So it goes Gerard Butler all ripped, and then it just goes to you with your stomach just sticking out, just oiled up, but you're all oiled up. Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
what's going on over there? Diet
boy.
Pepsi, man.
Sorry, my elbows are. Your elbows clicking?
Yeah.
Mine is.
I
feel like I
was
did
stabbing
something.
a guy in battle. I noticed my elbows were really clicking. Right?
Hurt my shoulder.
Guys, I think I'm gonna go sit it out.
Threw that javelin. I
I
just
think
really
there's some
tore
weird color
something.
correction going on. Your hair appears red,
Does it?
apparently. At least on one camera it did.
No, I did get a haircut, but it's definitely I've not dyed it. Not yet, right? I think I still have a few more years before I gotta
That's
start
all right.
doing that. Granted, I
So,
have hair, right?
I will say, Kimberly told you Dane 2 Benadryl would work, but
Yeah.
that might make you a little groggy. Neil White saying Xanax, a bourbon, and Benadryl. Dane equals fast asleep. Equals Dane
I
fast asleep.
believe that would
That's a
work. I
great
just
cocktail.
also don't think that's a good idea.
Might not
'cause
be
when
able
I
to
wake
wake him
I'm
up.
not going to feel good.
So,
Might
fun
stop
fact,
breathing.
do you guys know what I do when I
What?
go on flights, right? I have okay, I don't know if I can even say this on
Oh, no.
the podcast. So
Take
Dane actually both of you guys know I do this, right? I bring a bottle of like it's just a prescription bottle, right?
Of
of
sleepy time
everything.
Yeah.
Of everything.
Yeah,
So
you take just a handful of stuff.
it's I call it my you know my what's it called my
Russian
my roulette.
it's Russian roulette.
Yeah, prescription roulette.
Yeah.
And so inside this prescription bottle, I have several different things in there, right? Because I always bring something like this with me when I'm going out of the country in a worst case scenario that I lose my mind,
Yeah.
right? And that I need to sedate myself for several days and to get back home, right?
Yeah.
So inside this bottle, I have a couple Ambien, right? Never use them, but I have them in there, right?
Yeah.
Never know what's going to happen.
You
What
don't
do I
ever
have?
know if you're going to grab them.
Have some Xanax in there, right? Because panic attack happens, right? What do you do, right? And then on top of that, I also have some like I think ibuprofen and some other random things. I also think I have like gas medicine and things.
Yeah.
Here's the
Some
problem,
Gas-X.
right? You should have those separated because
Right.
things.
Would
get,
you like some levothyroxine to bring you back
well,
up?
things get cross contaminated
Yeah.
with the powders that that transfer
I don't think
onto
that's
these
exactly
things.
how it works, but
No, I think it is how it works because I've taken an ibuprofen from there. I go, I'm feeling pretty
no.
weird right now, but the
I have
point-
some bad news, Kimberly.
Yeah, but hopefully, I've never had to take anything. I think I took a Xanax one time because I was having a little bit of like anxiety on one flight that we had where it was
Yeah.
like really getting bumpy. But for the most part, I don't take anything. I just have it for a worst case scenario, and also for friends that might have a meltdown on a
Right.
plane. Right? I like to think of it as like. Okay, Dane starts freaking out, and he goes, "All right, somebody help me! I got to get off this flight."
You realize
Yeah.
I'm like
And-
the least
And I
likely
hold him
person
down
to
and
do
I
that
shove
on a
the
plane.
whole bottle in his mouth and I chase it with a
my
couple shots of vodka and I say, "Shh,
Yeah.
sleep." And I close his eyes and he's like, "Please, boy, stop touching my face." And I go,
yeah. Just let it happen.
"No, hopefully Dane doesn't snore," says Kimberly. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's not my problem this trip, which is pretty great. Me and Jimmy are going to be bunking up.
David, couldn't you guys secretly feed Dane a calming dog treat?
They call them calming moments, and I think it's the most condescending, awful name for those. But I love it. It's just super passive aggressive sounding. It's like, here, Fido, have a calming moment.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much these comments are killing me right now.
Neil
my
has
God,
that
you guys,
hibernation
this is great.
concoction.
Yeah.
Small
Yeah.
dose of Xanax.
But the thing is
Absolute Arita.
I do enjoy being on the flight and like experiencing like the
Yes.
food, and I do enjoy watching the movies and all that. The
That's
biggest
the
thing
first like 2
is
hours.
it's a 9-hour flight, right? And it's the first 4 hours you're like, I feel okay, right? And then there's like 2 hours where you go, all right, I'm getting kind of stir crazy. But other people,
Yeah.
they don't freaking care. Some people will literally sit for 9.5 hours and they will not get up. I can't imagine that. Dane, I can't. I literally.
I'm one of those people.
That's one of the. That's what he
sometimes.
does.
No.
I choose to get up, but I don't have
People
to.
need to be getting up on these flights. The blood swells to your ankles, right? That's how you get a blood clot, right?
Yeah.
So you have to get up and walk around.
You have to
Usually
at
the
least
point where
stand.
you start getting stir crazy, the part where I start to feel a little like, okay, I should do something, is right around the time we're starting to get near Greenland. Is like over the Atlantic, you're kind of in that general area. You've left, North America, now you're heading towards, the UK, and you're just getting over, and that's when it starts to kick in. It's like, this flight's been going on for a while.
Because right after we because what happens is I spend a good hour just going through the little map there on the Delta screen, being like, who would live here, right? And I go through all these little, what's these weird names up in Canada, like Uckanuk and Bakanuku, Lucky Waku Waku, whatever. All these weird,
there's a lot of indigenous names.
I know there's a lot of these indigenous names, but I'm saying
that you just butchered.
I can't. I butchered them.
Sorry,
but I go. I look at these towns. I go, who's actually named this town out here in the peak of wherever the heck this is?
The Inuit people.
Okay, I know that.
They're the
is anybody
ones.
living there?
Possibly, yes.
That's what blows my mind.
So much that they named the town.
Right? So then we cross over, and by like Dane says, by the time we get to Greenland, I gotta go walk around and talk to the flight attendants, and I gotta go see what's going on. And I say, "You guys got anything good?
cookies?
Any good snacks or whatever?" And they're always very like, "What do you want? Do you have anything you want?" I go, anything I want.
Thank you, Franco.
Cramamine.
Cramamine.
So, okay.
Yeah, we're way off on a tangent.
We're way off on a
So I've
tangent.
got a meeting that I've got to do here in about 30 minutes or
That's
45 minutes that I got to
crazy.
lead.
Why don't we start with your weekend?
Anyway, so my weekend was...
We can't do that.
Why?
Oh, what?
We have a box.
Oh,
here.
that's right. Get that box open,
yes.
Anthony Fisher.
So we have a box
Gator.
here that I am very... Does anybody have a knife?
Probably something should have thought of when we
No.
came in here. There you go. Just tear it.
I'm not as strong
Use
as I
those
used
dad
to be.
muscles, and there you
I
go.
got something.
Oh, man, it's so beautifully packed.
Okay.
He's just mangling
I
it.
just absolutely mangled this box. Oh
That's
my
all right.
gosh, but there is something
There's
very
another box inside.
beautiful inside
Oh,
here. What is
no.
this? Oh my god. I seem to have forgotten the corners.
Ooh.
Oh my good gracious.
I feel you, Bell Speed.
What the heck? Is this almost the same logo that I have? Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
Hey, check
Just
that
like
out.
reoriented.
So I believe this is what I think it is. I've waited months and months for this moment. And any guesses?
Yeah, I would say it's Viper Energy.
I
Is
think
Viper something?
it is Viper Energy. And so if you guys watched the TRC event with me and Alex from Viper Chairs, and we did our segment, we had a Viper Energy thing in there. It was a huge hit.
Yeah.
Hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go back and rewatch it. But I got
I
my...
think it's Vessie's.
I got my... If this was Bessie's, I would throw them in the trash. But I had my first taste then, and I cannot wait for my second
You've been
taste.
hungering for that taste.
So opening up here the Viper experience. Oh, I gotta...
It's too bad you can't take that on the flight with you to wake yourself up in the morning.
I mean,
Okay, here we go.
let's see.
Opening this thing up on
Whoa.
camera.
Hey
Holy
there.
smokes.
Hey, the rag company.
What?
No
You have been
way.
chosen.
Our
That's
own
nice.
customized. Can we get a shot of that here, maybe? Wherever this is.
We'll hold it here,
Oh.
and then we'll.
So
focus
I'll
it
read
towards
this.
the camera. Yeah, we are way off.
Okay, I'm going to read
Go
this.
down.
It says,
There you go.
Hey, the Rag Company, you've been chosen. You are a doer, an all-nighter, one that cannot and will not stop. From the early mornings to the late nights, through the blood, sweat, and tears, we are with you. Let's achieve new heights together. Go all in, Viper Energy. Signed by Dane and Dylan Rush, their presidents. And then look at that
Oh, man.
awesome picture there on the back. Super cool. And then
Look at
in
these.
our box here, wow.
That's a
We
sick
have
sticker.
2 cans of Viper Energy Red, which is awesome. One super, super cool sticker.
I dig that.
And then on top of that, we do have a Viper shaker bottle,
What?
which is also, or it's a blender, it's an actual legit blender
Yeah.
bottle. So they spent the money on getting the real deal. Super freaking cool. So I am extremely excited to try a sip of this and dive in. Would anybody else like a taste test with me?
I really want to know what
will.
it tastes
Okay.
like. Because
Yeah.
I didn't get a
Neither of
chance
us got to
during
drink
TRC,
any.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we
Okay.
missed out.
Yeah,
Well, what
those
we're gonna do-
those cans should be for Dane and I, since we didn't
I'll
get to
sip
try
some
'em.
water as a palate cleanser because this kombucha is probably going to throw it way up.
Yeah, this is just super awesome. So thank you.
Dane's just fighting a witch's brew in his stomach.
Thank you to the Viper
recipe
Energy
for
team.
disaster.
This is just super awesome, and we're very privileged to. I don't want to
Just set it
Just
like
stick
that.
it in the.
Actually, that works.
Perfect. That
Dane.
looks good.
Let me go get you guys a cup. Right? It's
You're
not
going to
a.
drink it warm?
Yeah.
Well, we got to try it on camera.
Okay.
We
All right.
do.
Go get us some
Yeah.
cups.
Let's have at it. Anyway,
All right.
Levi, while he's
So-
doing that, tell me a little bit about what you did this weekend.
Well, thanks, Dane, for
Yeah, of
asking.
course.
So, for those wondering, my elbow's still messed up, as you can see right there. See the
yeah.
definition in the shape,
Yeah, that's you got that little
how that
funky shape going on.
how that
Good
works.
little-
question, Yoshi.
It's not supposed to look like that. Where this one is, you can't see it, but it's
Oh,
nice
no.
and straight. Anyway, point is, so my elbow's been feeling a little bit better.
Okay.
I don't have nearly the pain. There's no more heat coming off of it.
Okay.
So that's good. The swelling, I need to take some ibuprofen to bring it down a little bit more. But I'm still icing it. I'm still doing all the good stuff for it. So Friday.
Cheers.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Clink.
Has this been a used cup?
Maybe.
This looks like a holiday cup, so it's been here a minute.
Tastes kind of like
That is
Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly how I remember it.
that
it's
is like a
Be good when
Capri
it's
Sun
cold.
But
kinda.
remember, it's got a ton of vitamins, right? So
Yeah.
remember, you kind of get a little bit of that vitamin
part
E
I get.
taste, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like that fruit punchiness.
Yeah.
But it's a health energy drink, right?
Yeah.
Like Yoshi said, should I be drinking this with an arrhythmia?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
How much caffeine is in there?
So the caffeine content in this, Dane, I will let you know right now, 150 milligrams per
What's
can.
the
Okay,
sugar?
that's-
What's the sugar content?
It's a lot, but
It's
it's,
on the
more
lower end.
moderate.
What's
It's
that?
on the lower
What's
end
the sugar
compared to-
There is 0 sugars.
What's the carbohydrate content?
Carbohydrate is 4 carbohydrates.
There you go.
Which I'm assuming
Okay.
is just probably from the.
So there you have
sucralose, I
it,
think.
Umberto. He was asking about the
Yes.
sugar and carb content. So 4 is not too bad.
Okay.
So Friday I finished. Friday I had a car dropped off
Okay.
that I worked on, a pickup truck. I had a truck in the garage that I'd been finishing, and so finished the red truck that Saturday morning, and started on the gold truck for the weekend. So that was kind of what I worked on. Was I've been doing cars nonstop, like since the 1st of July. So
Okay.
for these last 2 weeks, I've literally been working nonstop on vehicles every day. Not had a day where I haven't had a car in the shop worked on, but basically because I have it. People
Yeah.
are calling,
Yeah.
people are asking. There are people that are willing to drop the cars off during the week. There are people that are willing to do the weekend. So I'm trying to get it while the getting's good.
Sure.
Yeah, literally.
Uh-huh.
That's the elbow grease is literally what's the problem.
Well, Kim was being nice here.
I
offering
appreciate
you a
that,
spot.
Kim. But yeah, and then Koenig saying too much. I literally have. So, got both those cars done for Saturday, but it was so flippin' hot
Yeah.
that it felt like we really couldn't do a lot.
It's limiting.
Right? So, we tried to just keep it as good as we can. So Saturday, I took Augie to lunch.
Yeah.
Just me and him. We went to Americana Pizza.
Ooh.
New pizza joint opened up right next to the skate park, under the bridge, under the
Okay.
overpass.
Is that technically Americana Street or Road or whatever then?
Yeah. So we went there. It's in the Boise Cold Storage Building. It's on the bottom, right on the corner.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
$2 a slice.
Okay.
So I took Og over there. We went and grabbed each got a slice of pizza. He loved the decor because it's all skateboards with pizza themes
Oh, cool.
on all of them. They've got a Mortal Kombat arcade game. They've got a ton of like just 80s pizza memorabilia style.
Please tell me there are some
artwork.
Ninja Turtles in there.
A lot of
somewhere.
Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Oh,
So
good.
super
Good.
cool little place.
Yeah.
Like very basic. Like grab your pizza and go. And they
Okay.
make full pizzas. They sell them by the slice.
Kind of like pie hole style.
Very similar to like
Okay.
a pie hole style, but more basic
Okay.
pizza.
Yeah.
But huge slices. So Augie is a very picky pizza eater.
It's like big New York, kind of flat, wide thing.
So he's always like, Domino's is my favorite. And then I order Domino's, and he takes like a bite, and he's like, well, it wasn't that good. And then he's like, Papa John's is my favorite. So I order Papa John's, and he's like, I'm only eating like a slice. And then we'll order Pizza Hut, and he just won't eat it. But he'll make his very own mini Murph from Papa Murphy's and eat it and be like, this is the best pizza anyone's ever made. So, thanks, Koenig. Appreciate that. So, anyway.
Nice.
Augie. But Augie basically fell in love with this pizza and was like, I want to go again. That was great. He ate almost a whole slice, which is like 2 full slices of another pizza company.
That's good.
So I was like, it was a win, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a kid that just doesn't like to eat. So we just got plain cheese slices. Carly took Hadley and went and did some shopping. And then she switched when she came home. She took Augie and went and ran some errands, and then I had Hadley, and one of Hadley's friends came over. So I just let her and her friend chill out. They jumped on the tramp, but it was just so flipping hot on Saturday. So then Saturday night, we just kind of chilled out, had a nice normal evening with the kids. And then Sunday, again, very hot, walked out to the MOSHQ. It was saying 103 outside on my wall.
Believe it.
So I'm assuming it was probably 98, 95 degrees. MOSHQ was rocking a 74-degree temperature inside.
That's how you know you got your good insulation stuff.
I was feeling good, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "This is awesome."
Really quick, how are you guys feeling on this?
Good. It's very tasty.
What's funny is like it's got this weird buzz to it, like an energy buzz.
Yeah.
I think it's that phenylalanine in it. It's got 400 milligrams of that, which usually when combined with caffeine, it makes you feel pretty positive. It's a mood enhancing supplement, and so like I feel pretty positive right now. But I only had a few sips, and that caffeine, whatever that natural source of caffeine they threw in there, it hits you pretty abruptly.
I believe that you can always have like tiny incremental effects, but I always wonder how much is fluff and how much is actually effective. Yeah. But I don't feel bad drinking it. So far, we're good.
To response, it has a little bit of bitterness, right? Like right when you take that first sip, it smooths out. Basically, if they were to increase like the sucralose amount, right, to try to get it to be more sugary, more sweet, right, that's when you're going to start having that weird kind of plasticky. It's not plasticky, but
sometimes
the aftertaste
it tastes like chalky.
The aftertaste would be kind of like it'd be kind of like if you had a coffee with too much artificial sweetener in it, right? You know how it starts getting that weird taste. That was what it would be if they put too much sugar in it. So they tried to keep, obviously the sweeteners down on it. But it's very, like I said, it's got that little bit of that bitter hit to it.
Yeah, it's not too
bad. A little bit of the multivitamin taste, but it kind of blends into that fruit punch to make it tasty.
Yeah.
So if someone could get a camera shot of this, or maybe my
your
facial one.
Cam, probably
there we go. So this.
Is that an alternator?
It's a dragon clock.
Well, I was going to say, that looks like a really weird clock.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
So it's a steampunk dragon atop a clock. It was at our local Savers.
Ooh, how much?
$25.
Oh, done.
Good deal.
Okay.
So Carly was at the Savers.
From Sun Nerd's basement to your home.
She walked in and she saw that right when she walked in. She goes, "Oh shit, I need that."
Yeah.
So
but
she
do you guys
texts
even
me.
have a hard line for
doesn't matter
using? Oh, it's a clock. Why the
clock.
heck did I think it? Wow, I am way off.
What are you thinking?
For some reason, I thought you were saying it was like a phone clock, right? Okay.
You were talking about a landline. So it was a clock, right? So Carly goes,
losing it.
A hard line like
should I get this? So Carly took a picture of it, asked, should I get this? And I said,
sure.
Yeah, that looks dope. It's either going to look great on your desk or mine.
Yeah.
Either one.
You can name the dragon.
Right.
Sure.
And so she turns back around, so she sees it, takes a picture, texts it to me and goes, should I buy this?
Yeah.
And I go, yes, please. Either I'll take it or you can have it.
Yeah.
And turns back around. These 2 punk rock girls walk up, grab it. Carly turns back and goes, "What? I was going to get that." And the girls go, "Well, we're going to buy it."
No way.
Walks back, and Carly's like, "No." She texts me. She's like, "These girls literally just took it,
swooped
me. I should have." held it in my arms, like.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she was freaking out.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Are there any online?" So she took a picture of it with the Google thing, found it. $110 everywhere else
Whoa.
online to buy that same thing.
So those girls already knew something.
I don't think they knew. I think they just saw
Or they
it.
just
Was
thought it
right
was
when you
cool.
walked in to
Yeah,
say,
they
like,
were
it was
like,
a front row and
They were like,
centerpiece.
whatever, old lady, we're taking this clock. And she's like, I'm not even that old. And
Yeah.
You're
like,
not
like,
cool enough to
Yeah,
appreciate
it's like I have more
this.
tattoos than you guys. Anyway, but yeah, so that was the highlight, like one of the crazy things. Like, couldn't believe,
Man.
someone got swooped,
Yeah.
especially Carly on that thing. So that was what she did on Saturday when she took Augie to Savers. So
the hunt for the dragon clock, dragon phone continues.
It's not a phone. So anyway, super bummed that we didn't get that, but finished the truck, and then literally one of my friends called me, the guy with the blue Mercedes, and goes, "Hey, bringing over my son's 4Runner. If I drop it off this week, you can live at your house this week while you
Okay.
detail it." I said, "Heck yeah." So again, that's how it's happening.
Yeah.
Where I'm having people literally call or text to just say, "Do you want to do this?" I know I shouldn't give my elbow a rest, but I cannot stop when people are just dropping cars,
that's
and
hard.
they're all cars I want to work on. They're all cars that I want to do because I know I can charge what I charge for stuff,
Yeah.
and I can be happy with it because the work's not that bad.
Right.
Both trucks that I did this weekend were not bad at all. One was just an exterior polish that I had previously coated 2 years ago in Legend. It was just a coating refresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the gold truck was the same thing. 230,000 mile Toyota Tacoma, but immaculate.
That's the one I have in the thumbnail.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one that's on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Immaculate. For the mileage, I could not believe how clean and perfect and nice that truck was.
And if I know my Toyota Tacoma owners, even if it has over 200,000 miles, they're still gonna ask like close
totally.
to 10K or more
Yeah,
for that.
totally. So, crazy truck. So like super clean. And then this 4Runner that they dropped off is a 22 with 9,000 miles on it.
Oh, jeez.
Like, very clean as well. I washed it last night with Og and all that. So, Neil White, it is technically detailer's elbow. The actual term is because they don't consider detailers yet. I'll probably be the test study
The taste
and
test.
the taste tester, the test study, where it will become detailer's elbow. But it is currently classified as a golfer's elbow.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
For the same range of motion and overuse. So my burst is just basically swollen, and I need to let it chill out. So anyway, that was my weekend. I'm just working on as many cars as I possibly can to get as much stuff done as I can. So
Yeah.
anyway, what do you guys got going? I got 30 minutes left. I'm just messing with you
Right. I
guys.
was to say you're tight on time, but Darren wanted to make sure I showed you guys a picture of.
Oh, yeah, we got-
I got a
Instagram.
picture of that. It was very
Showed
delightful.
My mouth was watering, and it looks like Super Auto picked up the new GT
I
Aggressor
saw that.
Pro Sunday
Look at
afternoon,
Looky.
right before 100-degree heat index. I know it's pretty crazy.
Oh,
Enjoy
man.
though. I hope to see some mods on that
speaking
thing
of-
soon.
And then I
Yeah.
forgot to take pictures yesterday, but we did have Stella's ice cream here.
Yes,
They
we
dropped
did.
off their little cart, and we had 4 flavors that we chose. We had cookie dough, cookies and cream, vanilla, and Rocky Road.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they showed up, and everybody at the company got ice cream, and they're pretty stoked about it. There's actually still more ice cream in the freezer in the other building.
Oh my gosh!
So Anthony, if you want to run with the devil this later this afternoon, you're more than welcome
Run with
to.
the devil, right? That song, right? Yeah.
Well, and that was
Exactly
thanks
what it
to Glenn, narrowing it down, all the
Yep,
flavors.
she
checking
went
in,
around and
taking polls.
got the polls for the flavors. So very good.
Yeah.
And so everybody loved it. Thank you guys for donating. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you
Yeah,
for all of
I'm
that.
putting
Our
up
team
Super Autos
really,
here again.
really appreciated it. They were so stoked. Your mom loved it because they came with a little ice cream
Yeah,
cart, and they
it
were
was-
handing out.
It was a cute little
They
thing.
came in
You hand
small
them
little
out.
pints
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. So very
No,
cool.
that's
Thank you
great.
guys.
No,
So thank
it was,
you.
It was awesome. So
And before we move on, I have 2 very important questions here. Let's hit these, then I can move on. Simon wants to make sure. What style pizza?
So my favorite pizza here in Boise is Chicago Connection, which
I
is a
know you
Chicago
love Chicago
deep
Connection.
dish pizza.
trash pizza place.
That's what he says. So
I'm indifferent. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I'm not so wild about it. But this one, though, I'm firmly in favor of. It's a yay
I love
for me.
pineapple
I
on
love
pizza.
pineapple on
Yeah.
pizza.
Whatever.
And I will go to my grave saying
That's my dad's favorite is a Canadian bacon and pineapple.
See, that's the thing
what
is
he wants.
Canadian bacon I'm okay with, but if I had like little chunks of ham instead of Canadian bacon, like the rounds,
You just want ham and pineapple.
I'm fine with ham and pineapple. Like
Okay.
it's still Hawaiian, but it's just I don't want Spam. I know that's like Hawaiian too, but I'm not a Spam guy.
Okay.
I haven't had Spam in a long time.
When we get our pizza oven, we'll make some of those.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Agreed.
Anyway,
Dane,
moving along.
what'd your
for
weekend
our
look like?
here? I thought it was going to be fairly low key. I had some plans on what I was going to do, but nothing too major because of the heat. You get held back. You look outside and you go, yeah, that's not happening. So as you mentioned, I took my walk in the morning, as I do, because there's no way I'm doing it in the evening. But, to make it short, because you're not here for very long, I basically went ahead, did my normal stuff for the week. I rearranged some furniture. I actually totally tore apart a room, and
Nice.
I'm moving where where Brandon used to stay at my house in that guest bedroom I have on the second level. I'm turning that into my office. So now Liz and I will have our offices both on the second level. I'm moving mine from the bottom floor up because it'll give me some more space. And, the reason I originally had that set as a bedroom was because we had this king-size bed that we weren't using, but it had to fit somewhere. I finally just got rid of it. It was old, so I called up like Junk King, and then it came and got all this stuff, and we just cleared out, like totally cleared out.
Well, now that you got the hitch on the Flex, you could have just borrowed Green Bean.
I should have thought about borrowing Green Bean. I don't have wiring yet, though. I need to do the wiring so I can have proper functioning lights and stuff. But yeah, that's something that I'd like to add. But at least I can haul my bikes around in the meantime. So that's cool. I like that. But anyway, that was kind of my like at-home project that I didn't have to be outside for. I could do stuff inside. Still broke a sweat, but anyway, getting it set up. So I'm excited about that. But apart from that, the one like really notable thing did this weekend was caught up with my folks. Liz came with, Corey came with, my brother, and we all got together, had dinner at Anthony's on
Wow.
I figured
not
with
your-
my family out of
not your
town,
house.
I mean, the least I could do was host a nice seafood dinner.
Again,
right?
you never called me.
A little bit of Portuguese,
at Anthony's,
cooking.
a seafood restaurant called Anthony's.
Yes, I know. I know what my house is called,
Portuguese
Dane.
man,
Yeah.
It's a Portuguese seafood place, technically.
Yeah.
And,
So we did that. Delicious.
I just wish, I wish you guys would have cleaned up the bathroom after you left. But I mean, other than that,
Well, I had
penance,
seared
man.
yellowfin, and it was delicious. Loved it.
So you went to
yeah.
downtown Anthony's, which I have actually never been to.
It's lovely.
Is it
Really,
pretty
really
nice?
like it. Yeah, no, it's nice, and you can park under the building, so it's not hot. You can kind of
Where
escape
is
that.
that place?
It's right next to Jump.
It's in Jump,
That's
basically.
right, yeah.
So you park in the parking garage under Jump, and then you take the elevator up, and you're in the Anthony's foyer, like the lobby area.
okay.
So it's great. But anyway, did that. And met up with Maylee and Kelly as well. So that
nice.
was
Your
nice.
aunts,
We had dinner with them. And then when we wrapped that up, we walked across the street. Maylee and Kelly had already seen the movie, but we were going to go see a movie at Bodo.
Yeah.
So we went and saw Mission Impossible because
Nice.
that's what you're doing. Last weekend.
how-
We're still waiting for Oppenheimer and Barbie to come up. Those are coming up, but that's going to happen while we're gone.
Yeah.
So
So-
how was Mission Impossible?
I'm conflicted.
Really? Better than the
this is-
previous one?
No, the previous one is my favorite one out of the whole series.
Really?
Fallout is so good. Like, it's
It is
just...
good. It's probably one of my
it's-
favorites.
Out of
There's
that,
a
out of
there's a
that whole
BMW
series,
Scrambler in that movie, so
Fallout is such a good, just like action movie, regardless of like where it fits in the Mission Impossible stuff. Just as a standalone action movie, so good. This one, I had some weird feelings about like the pacing and the editing and stuff. Like the set pieces, I have no problem. I think there were some very cool scenes in this. Like definitely would have been awesome. But put all together, I felt like this one, I won't call it a letdown. I just don't think it was as enjoyable as the previous one. Liz at one point turned to me and said, I'm bored, and I don't normally get bored with these. And I was surprised at that. So that was kind of like it felt long, despite other movies that are equally as long not feeling as long, because some of the scenes are just kind of like drawn out in a way that doesn't really have a purpose.
the
It doesn't have any
trailer is already
artistic merit.
6 minutes long just for the trailer. You know the trailer they showed for all those months?
It's a tough one
Saw the
because
movie.
I wanted to like it so much, but I definitely wouldn't put this as like top 3 in the whole series or anything like that. It's definitely below the last one, but yeah, it's not my favorite.
I never thought I could say this, but so in the preview, there's the guy that's explaining to Tom Cruise that like, the mission and how like you'll lose everything or whatever it is. Do you know which guy I'm talking about? The guy,
gray hair guy.
The gray hair guy.
Yeah.
I hate his face.
His face, he's a character actor. He's from the first movie. I don't know if you're aware of that, but
I just can't stand the way he talked. And
he talks with this kind of like hooked kind of jaw and does this thing. And it's he'd be great in like a 30s or 40s gangster movie kind of thing. Like, but he's got that.
It like triggered me in the preview. Like
it made you feel icky.
Yeah, it made me like squirm when he was talking, and I go, I don't like the way he looks.
That's just how he talks. But what I will say is like in this movie, he does a good job. I think he is a good actor, enjoyable at being frustrating and sometimes bad, but not always bad.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. But anyway, this movie, my notes, I would say some of the action set pieces are amazing. Some of the scenes felt like cobbled together. You could tell at times that this was shot during COVID, so like there's some like weird separation and stuff. The chase scene with the little Fiat 500, love that. That was great. The motorcycle jump, also amazing. That kind of stuff. The train sequence, very cool, very long. But overall, I feel like this one, I'm falling right down the middle. Like the best I could give it, absolute best, is like 6.5 or a 7.
So you'll know it's a good movie if whether or not Dane's father fell asleep.
Oh, he was awake for the whole thing.
Wow, okay, so it must be pretty good.
He liked it, my mom liked it, but you remember, I always critique with like a little bit sharper critique than maybe other people would on something. But you and I, we saw Spider-Man this weekend. It's the 3rd time I've seen that one.
Great movie.
Yeah,
he enjoyed it, but I'll let him talk about his experience with it over mine. But anyway, it was just something that we took care of. But enjoyed it. I just felt like some parts of it felt like they were weirdly dated and just did not fit in with the rest of the movie. Like the leading scene in it, like the cold open, like you get in some of these action movies, these big, set pieces. Like James Bond does that kind of stuff all the time with the action set piece. At the beginning of the movie, gets you all primed and ready to go for the next thing, and then the credits come in and all that stuff. This movie goes a very long time before the credits actually kick in. And the scene, not very exciting. It's kind of weird how it's put together. So I'm just saying this to preempt anybody who maybe would go in being like, all right, here we go. I just want to kind of curb the enthusiasm. And then at points, you will definitely say you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it felt a little bit slow and weirdly paced and plotting at times.
Yeah.
That's the worst I can say about it. It was not the worst by any means. It just wasn't the best either.
Yeah.
Fallout is such a tough act to follow, though. That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I like all the Mission
critique.
Impossible. I like seeing the Mission Impossibles. I find them in a different genre of just like I don't have to think.
Right.
Just watch it, just enjoy it. Be like, all right, cool. In case you guys are wondering, Anthony just got pulled out of the podcast because he had to move his car.
Oh,
that means he probably parked it blocking all the traffic.
Well,
there's that bridge over there. He probably parked it, took some pictures of his car, and left it there.
Yeah.
And now there's a semi probably trying to get through.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So that's where he ran off. He should be back in a second.
Okay, no worries.
But yeah, so it'll be. I'm excited to see that. I am excited to see Barbie.
I will
am
say,
really excited
anybody
to see
who's like
Oppenheimer.
feeling like bummed out by what I said, go see it. Make up your own mind. Don't take what I said as like complete law. It's just I have watched so many movies at this point that I have like I grade not on a curve. I'm pretty strict with this stuff.
You were similar
harsh.
but you were similar to me in the way that I look at movies.
Yeah.
But what I'll do is for some of those I will categorize where I will give them the benefit of the doubt and go, that's what this movie's designed for this. That's all. So I shouldn't expect a ton from it. Right.
But I do think the individual scenes were actually like there's some excellent ones in this.
Yeah.
It's just when you put it all together, I was feeling like there was some weirdness with it.
Well,
although I have to say, Haley Atwell being in this, she was great.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
She was really good in this. But the whole time I'm just like, Carter. But yeah, no, she was great in this.
Nice.
And yeah, everybody was like doing a perfectly fine job. I just think it was the editing and some of the length of some of the scenes just unnecessarily kind of dragged in places that for a movie of that type didn't really need to be there.
There you go.
So like I thought with Indiana Jones, you could probably cut half an hour or so out of this and have a better movie.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. That'll be good. So So, Dane, what are you most excited about going back to the UK?
So going back to the UK is always a treat. I do love it. I enjoy it. A lot of the countryside can kind of look the same after a while, but being surrounded by people where you become the person with the accent, that's always fun.
That is
then
good.
there's the other fact that I just, after years and years and years of growing up on Top Gear and various, UK programs, it's hard not to just feel a weird sense of belonging in a weird way.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, I'm immersing myself in this again, and I like it. I enjoy it. It feels like home away from home in a way.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I do really enjoy visiting the UK.
Nice.
For whatever positives, negatives other people may feel, I do enjoy.
I think it
our
also
time there
helps,
each time.
you're staying at the Doubletree in Coventry, so that's like a home away from home.
Yep.
And then the Moxie.
Oh, love the
Back
Moxie.
at the Moxie this year.
Tiny
you guys are gonna
rooms,
enjoy yourself.
but cool
Yeah.
hotel.
Thinking about those times back when we were bored and you guys all went and took a nap.
Yep.
So Anthony and I just walked over to the Moxie to wash
Yeah.
our hands.
Yeah.
So we could
That's
just
right.
enjoy the vibes of the Moxie.
Yeah.
And the soap smells good too.
Yeah.
It does.
So,
they know what
Anthony,
they're doing over
did
there.
you park your car on the bridge over here and take pictures of it and leave it there and
no,
forget?
I
or-
parked it in front of the door. Josh Petra is doing some forklift detailing,
Ooh.
and he goes, "Unless you want your car to get blasted," he goes, "You
No.
should probably move it." And I go, "Okay, all right."
Yeah,
So
he
I
was
just-
out there the other day blasting the forklift too.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just moved that. So, anyways, I guess jumping into my weekend.
Yeah, let's touch your weekend.
Thursday. I think Thursday is technically when my weekend really kind of kicked off, right? Me and Jimmy went out and did some detailing, right? Went over to Garage Slick in Nampa. Steve had some, basically, long story short, Steve, who runs Garage Slick, he had several detailers on board. One of them just left, who was his lead kind of coating installer and everything like that, polisher and all that. And so he ended up leaving. And so Steve had been lining up jobs for coatings, but he didn't have anybody that really felt comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
So he basically just reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you feel comfortable coming out and coating some of these cars?" And I said, "Yeah, that works for me." So he lined up 2 jobs on a Thursday night. It was a brand new F-150 Tremor that needed to be coated, just a single step polish and a coating, and then also some type of Mercedes SUV. I don't know, whatever it was. I mean, it's pretty freaking nice, but whatever it was. Basically 2 new car coatings, right?
Yeah.
They both needed a 1-step polish and then just the coating. And so I asked him, I said, "Well, should I bring my own coating?" And he goes, "Well, we have the Expel Fusion coating that we've been putting on cars, and that's what we warranty here. So if we can just use that would be great." So first time using Expel Fusion, it's pretty good. The wipe off is a little sticky at first, but once you do the first towel flip, it starts feeling pretty nice. But we were also doing it in a shop that may have been 100 degrees.
Yeah.
A little bit of humidity in there from the water on the ground.
Oh.
And but Jimmy helped me out with that, and it was a huge help. And so we were able to knock out both of those details. But we got there at like 6:30, I think 6:30. We left at 2 a.m. after knocking out both of them back to back.
Wow.
It was a long night, and we had Wingstop around, I think, like 8. And we ate a bunch of wings, and then just went and, did some detailing. And it was funny because I told him he has two basically garages spaces that he has. One of them specifically for his tint, PPF, and wrap, and the other side is just for coatings and storage and whatnot. And I learned that you gotta have good light, man. Like, I mean, I know that you
needed
have to have
bring
good light.
the light. You didn't realize he didn't have good light.
I didn't know what the
should've
lighting
brought some
situation was, but he basically only had one lit wall and then your
Yeah.
overhead lighting. And I go, dude, but with how much shadows are still being cast in this shop, it's almost impossible to see high spots. And
Actually,
everything.
you've been in that
And
shop
so-
several times before. You didn't notice
not his coating side of the shop. I only been in his tint
Oh.
PPF side of the shop, and so
Okay,
it was a different kind of a different game. We could have moved the cars over, but then we would have had more humidity and more heat because
Sure.
then he would have been working on PPF, and me and Jimmy would have been producing heat. Just doing our detailing.
Were
so
his gigantic dogs there?
no dogs were
okay.
there, but so we knocked that out on Thursday. Friday, needless to say, we were a little bit dead, but it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
So this weekend, so Friday night, I need to start getting my Evo prepared because I've been putting this on the back burner for probably a couple years, where that car needed to get the timing belt done, water pump done, serpentine belt, balance shaft belt, pulleys, coolant, diff fluid.
Okay, that's not a small amount of
because
stuff.
that car gets driven so much, so hard,
Correct.
so many miles a
race
year.
car.
Just wearing those
it
parts
just
out.
wears those parts out.
yeah,
It's definitely not just atrophy.
It'll go through a timing belt in just a few miles.
Yeah.
Right?
This belt has less than 10 miles
When
on
was
it.
the last
What
time it
happened?
was changed? 10 years ago.
Eats
When was
those-
how many miles have you put on it? Like 1,000.
Yeah, it just
If
eats
even
those
that.
eats those Kevlar belts, and so
Kevlar's tough, dude.
yeah. So I've been needing to.
Not on the Evos. You'd be surprised how much work needs done on those cars, even if you don't even drive them.
They're just
keep
getting,
doing
you
that.
know,
Yeah.
oxidized.
Well,
or
it's
something.
just funny because I've been planning this. So I've been planning to doing this job or getting this job done for like the past I think 6 months.
Wow.
Which is just funny because around the time this all happened is actually the same time. That Matt is doing all of his
Right.
maintenance
I
on
feel like
his
that is-
Evo as well.
I think that spurred something.
that's what it
yeah.
is.
And so it was just kind of funny how it all lined up like that. But I got all the parts, got all the things I needed for this, and so the person I took it to, I mean, he's essentially a shade tree mechanic, right? Mm-hmm. But he's our local kind of like Evo whisperer, right? He's the guy that does all the cars. I mean, that's what he does in town. And so he did my last service, which was at 60K. I think I'm now at 80K on the car. And my water pump is actually leaking, though. So my water pump is actually leaking pretty bad. I didn't know it had a bad seat, but I guess one of the seals went bad on it or something like that.
Was it a leak when it ran, or
Probably
when
needed
it
to build.
just sits?
Probably needed to build pressure, and it never
Right,
got
yeah,
a
that's
chance
what I was
to build
thinking.
pressure and
Yeah.
fully seal since the last time you did it.
Yeah. And so, but I guess it leaked for years. I think I put like 20,000 miles on that car with a leaking water pump and just had no idea. And because
You're just driving with like a third of your coolant.
Well, it just never
That's why I kept
well,
doing those coolant flushes all the time.
I
On a
never,
100-degree day, that's brave.
Yeah.
yeah.
In a
So I
turbo
don't.
car.
I mean, it was a very small seep, but I mean, it was still seeping. So, anyways, the whole goal was to get that replaced and get everything else done while I was there. So it was on Friday night. Started getting the car all prepared, washed it, got it all cleaned up, and then Friday night, I got a bunch of started taking the under tray off, all the different panels to make things easier because you guys know I'm freaking crazy.
Yep.
Like I'm a psychopath, and like. I will notice if there's a scratch. I will notice if there's a ding. I will notice if there has been a tool dropped. Like I will notice that stuff because I know that car. I know every single little imperfection on that car. So I always get really anxious before taking a car somewhere and having something dropped off.
Sure.
Because I really don't like not having my cars in my possession all the time, 24/7.
When you know it's existing somewhere other than your own specific care,
I don't like that.
it makes you uncomfortable.
Well, you know how there's like people out there who go like, oh yeah, I dropped my car off at a car show, or they go, I took my car to the dealership because they wanted to put it in the showroom, like Gabe, right?
Right.
He gets excited about other people seeing his cars,
Sure.
and he goes, I want other people to enjoy them. I don't want you to enjoy my vehicles. I don't want you to look at them. I don't want you to don't
look at it.
Don't
You've
take-
seen
don't-
enough
So
of that
that's
one.
why you post them on
Yeah.
social media instead, is because people can't touch
Yeah,
them.
you can't touch it, right? When my neighbors walk by and they look inside my garage and they go, "Hey, is that a?" And I just click the button and it starts going down,
waving at 'em.
and I go,
And you're just glaring.
"Don't come back." I live next door to you, Anthony. So,
Keep your grubby mitts off
but
that.
basically, yeah, I was just getting the car all prepared. Now, I found this really cool stuff. It's on Amazon. I can't remember the exact name. I can't remember if it's called like armadillo wrap or something like that.
Blinker fluid.
It's a temporary PPF. It's
Yeah.
a temporary basic plastic wrap that has a self-adhesive on it that you can stick onto panels
Yeah.
and just peel it off once you're done. And I can't remember the thickness of it, but it's pretty freaking thick.
Yeah.
And
you brought it in. It's pretty rad.
and it's really cool. So, like, if anybody's ever taken their car to get stuff done and you know that your paint is perfect and you don't want any imperfections, you don't want them putting their nasty mechanics blankets over your fenders, I highly recommend this wrap stuff. I think I got off of Amazon. It's a 4-foot roll by, like, I don't know, 60 feet, 100 feet. I can't remember.
It's a
how
lot
big
like
it
the
is.
thick clear plastic with the adhesive one side that they wrap around carpet rolls when you get them like cut at like Home Depot or something like that, and they
Yeah.
put the clear plastic on it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
It's like that, but yeah, it's like thick. And so I paid $40 for it, and
And
it's
it is
just
temporary, so don't just like put it on, leave it on. But
No,
you're
you
going to
don't
put it on for about a week for leaving your car somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah,
The worry
a few
is
days max.
The worry, though, is if it's parked outside under high heat, that it'll actually could
you run
stain
into
the
some
clear
clear
coat,
issues, yeah.
could stick to it or
could
something
stick
like
to it,
that.
could do
right.
some damage.
Yeah.
So
just be mindful of that.
Yeah, recommend coated cars, all that, probably ideal for those
Yeah.
situations. But yeah, just be mindful of that. But they use it for transport, so maybe if you're transporting your vehicle, or maybe if you have a broken window, right? You want to put something over the window, or let's say you're trailering the car and you don't want a broken windscreen, right? You throw it, or your windshield, throw it on the front of that. So $40. I can't remember what it was, but its stuff was awesome. So started getting the car prepared for that, wrapped up everything, put trash bags over my seats, everything like that. And then Saturday, for like the first half of the day, I think I spent the day cleaning up another car. I think I cleaned up the RSX. I started cleaning up things around the house, started doing laundry, started getting my water pump went out again on my freaking sprinkler pump in my neighborhood. I'm about to burn down the HOA, which I think is actually just one man or like multiple people, but I'm gonna start.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person to.
I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Like my grass looks. It's the worst my grass has ever looked since I was in my early 20s.
Wow.
Like, I mean, when I was like 21, 20, like I still made sure my grass in my rental house looked nicer than what my current grass looks. And it's just super depressing because how much money I've spent on fertilizer, getting new sod, doing all sorts of things. I'm like, what was the freaking point, right?
Yeah.
If it just something out of my control kills it. So stupid. I haven't been able to edge, right?
Yeah,
I've been thinking about
thinking about it.
Like all I've been wanting to do is edge and take out my shaft, right? And get out there. Can't even do that.
It's too dry, dusty.
It is way too dry.
Yeah. It'd be like edging in the sand.
You start it up and it's just a.
Yeah, it's literally just creating dust.
I did some edging this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Made sure the neighborhood watched.
Yeah.
I made sure I yelled at everybody. I'm edging.
Yeah, I'm edging out here. Yeah.
Wow.
Got as many people as I could. It's great. Good time. Went to the backyard. Had myself a private
edging
session.
Wow.
Yeah. I hadn't done it in weeks, so pretty long.
I have a walking path near mine, so people usually always look over.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's hard when you're right there edging
I try to get a little privacy,
Well, because you're trying to point it to where you need to edge.
Right.
So
anyway,
these things don't guide themselves.
I guess back to what I was saying. So I Saturday, I think I spent more time just getting things cleaned up, getting things ready, and then Saturday evening, right? Dane gave me a ride. Went and drove the car out there to freaking Caldwell, all the way down Chinden. It's pretty. It was
college way.
It's pretty far, and so drove it all the way out there. And of course, like I've never been to his new house. He used to live in Meridian, kind of just right down the road from me, but he moved several years ago. And he said, "Oh, I live in a new place. Driveway's a little finicky, but like you can get up it, no problem, right?" Well, I'm driving out there, and Dane knows. Like, we drive by the house, and I look over. I go, "Good God!" I'm like,
"Well, there were construction zones on the way there too."
Yeah, I'm like,
had you probably. Puckering.
I'm like, how the heck am I supposed to get the freaking car up this driveway? Because it is a straight up massive dip
where the street and then curves down,
and then it goes straight up. And I call him. I say, "Hey, dude, you're gonna need to guide me up this thing because I'm like stressed. I'm gonna scrape." He's like, "Oh no, you'll be fine." So I make it up this cliff essentially. And then I park it in the driveway, and then you guys would just love it. I mean, you guys would just love this. What happens to me, just because you probably would want to see me react to this. But
I saw it.
I parked. Dane saw it, and Dane enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, I did.
But I pulled into the driveway thinking, hey, it's just going to be him coming out. That's going to want to come check out the car, right? And then we'll get it in the shop, and it'll be good to go. It was him. This other guy I've known for several years, right? I haven't seen him in several years. This other guy I've never met before. Another guy I've never met before. Another girl I've never met before. Come out around the vehicle, right? And they start going, wow. And they start,
warming.
Wow, this is amazing. This is so clean. Like they were so impressed with the paint. They go, how'd you get it to look like this, right? Because a couple of these other guys own Evos as well. They go, you got rid of the factory orange peel. I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm like, I just polished it, and I coated it.
Oh, he was very insistent that you eliminated all of the orange.
And it's just nice, right? But they were like head over heels, right?
Right.
And Nate, the mechanic, walks over and goes, "Huh? Well, is this thing still pretty warm?" puts his hand on my fender and
and
glides
Covered in armadillo?
no, not covered in armadillo, just my bare fender that drove over. It's all dusty, and drags his hand across. He goes, "Yeah, it's still warm." I go, "Nate, don't touch it," right? But it was, I think I said it more of the abrupt, like, "Don't touch the car," right? Like, I think I reacted.
You kind of snapped.
And I think like he was caught off guard, like, "Oh my God, sorry, I didn't know I couldn't touch the car."
Like, I learned very quickly, this guy is extremely low key. Like, he's just mellow.
Yeah,
So the energy you brought there did not match his energy at all.
Yeah, so he was just like, "What the heck's going on?" I'm like, "Sorry, I just want to get the stuff on it first, then you can touch it." And he goes, "Okay." So everybody thought I was crazy because we get the car into the shop, right? We had to move a trailer.
But they're also so
trucks.
impressed at how perfect the paint is.
They
Yes.
but
quickly...
they don't understand.
But they don't understand
why
how it got
takes-
there.
what it takes
They
to get like
respected
that.
it once they saw just how crazy it was. It clicked in their heads like, oh, he knows something we don't. We should just...
Yeah, but they were respectful.
And you could see him change in real time.
Yeah, because
so.
after I kind of explained, "Hey, I'm crazy about the car," everybody goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, don't touch it. Just literally, we'll just, hands behind the back, look at it, right?" And so we got it into the shop, wrapped it up. We kind of BS'd for a little while, and
a little while. It was
honestly,
like 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah, it was like an hour. We were there just kind of BSing and talking, and but yeah, I had a good time. Dropped it off, and then Dane gave me a ride back. Basically, I said, "Hey, I still want to go see that Spider-Man movie. Let's go tonight." It was like 9. It was 7:00. You brought me back.
Yeah.
I think it was like 9:45 when the movie started, and so let's just go
down the road from your house. So it gave you some time.
Go check it out. Honestly, like the movie, man. That Spider-Man. Like, I'm not. I used to love cartoon movies. I used to love all that back in the day. I kind of started getting grown out of it a little bit, but I will say that is a good movie.
Ignore the fact that you like or don't like animated stuff and just look at it objectively from a story standpoint, the acting, all that stuff. The voice acting in it is exceptional, like all the way through. It's a great movie.
I just told Dane, I said, I need to drink enough Modelo's tonight that I don't know that my car is not here. Right.
Right. Yeah.
I need to just forget that.
20 minutes in,
stress.
you weren't thinking about your car anymore.
Yeah.
You were asking me, why is the background of the scene dripping?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because
Art.
it's artsy.
It's
And you're
art.
like, I don't know. And you were kind of like, on the artsy parts. Doesn't matter. The movie itself was good.
I don't know.
I like that stuff. It's meant to be abstract and interpretive, but it's good.
So then Sunday, I think it was Sunday, woke up, started knocking out more stuff. I can't remember what I ended up doing. I think I went on a quick motorcycle ride, and then I had to, what else did I do? I think I did more stuff around the house, and yeah, I think that was pretty much it. More stuff around the house, ran some errands. I've been really hooked on drinking this coconut water. You guys ever had Vita Coco?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you actually like
I
it?
love it.
Vita Coco.
I freaking love it.
I don't know what it
dude.
is, but I will. So,
Ooh.
I like
trying
the
to see.
pineapple version,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I don't know what it is, but I feel so much. I just feel good when I drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I drink more of it. But here's the thing. It's got a ton of electrolytes. So I feel like I can drink it better than Gatorade.
Because
Yeah.
Gatorade, you get the electrolytes, but there's always that kind of salty whatever near the
Yeah.
bottom that just makes you want to drink more.
Yeah, it kind
it's
of
just
like I don't
designed
feel
to-
that way when
Okay,
I
so this
drink
doesn't have
this.
that.
It is an acquired taste.
It's usually like some sodium-y kind
Yeah,
of.
but it is an acquired taste. So
Okay.
there's some people that don't like it, but I love it. I think
Okay.
it's a
Yeah.
great.
No,
it's
I'm
refreshing.
like-
I'm not familiar. I'll have to try
I'm
it
so freaking
sometime.
hydrated, so I drank I think 3 of the
Oh my
big,
God.
the
Yeah.
big things. Like I was just pounding them down. I'm like, these are so good. They're
Yeah.
so cheap at Albertsons right now. They're on sale. I'm loving these things. So I was drinking those all day, which is just super funny, but also very nice during the heat.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much just waiting on the call to go pick up my car because he said he was going to have it done by Sunday afternoon. And so I tried calling a bunch of people. See if
You tried me,
to
and
see if I can get a
I
ride
was at
out
the
there.
movie, so I couldn't.
Nobody could give me a ride out there.
I never got a call.
I told you to try Gabe.
So
Just so you
Because I had a hunch he might be free.
So I ended up Gabe and his family picked me up.
we got to go pick up Anthony. That's literally what he
Yes.
probably said.
Yeah.
Pack up the kid.
So-
Anthony
But they
needs
literally
a
have the whole
ride.
family with
I
them.
asked Gabe, I said, well, if I can get a ride, he goes, yeah, we can pick you up. I go, who's we? Like, you don't need to drag your family out here. oh no, we're already heading out to some friend's house out that way. I'm like, no, you're not. Who else? Who
lives out there
who
in
goes out
Caldwell?
to Caldwell? You wouldn't want to go out here. And he goes, no, our friends do. So we'll just pick you up. So I felt like I was a kid getting picked up from school, right? Because my favorite part was like they show up at my house. I go, well, let me grab my backpack full of things, like water inside there and everything. So grab my backpack and jump in their car. And it was just so funny because like Tony sits in the back. I thought I was gonna be sitting in the back with their son.
Yeah.
And they're like, so how's your weekend this weekend? I'm like, it's pretty good, Uncle Gabe. Aunt Tony. I mean, it's having a pretty good time.
Yeah.
And so
You kids have fun.
So they dropped me off and went back in the shop. And dude, honestly, to my surprise, literally not even a drop of dust on the car. I mean, he was really cool. I mean, when he saw how meticulous I was, he swept out the shop, dusted it out, got everything ready, and then
It was not a clean shop when we got there.
I mean, they cleaned it up, and I went and picked up the car. We ripped off the wrap, and nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing, right? A little bit of adhesive, just like a little bit of surface adhesive left. I'll wipe that off when I get home. So I was stoked, dude. I mean, he said everything went well. My water pump was definitely leaking, but everything was new inside there. And that was pretty much it. So drove it home in what was 100. It was like 100 degrees, like on the Sunday, and it was freaking hot.
It's like 105.
And got it home and let it cool off for what took like 7 hours before I could start cleaning up and wiping it down. But the adhesive stuff, that armadillo wrap, whatever it was, amazing. Like it really did protect everything. I mean, there was not even a smudge on it other than, like I said, a little bit of that light adhesive, where you could see dust kind of collects on, like, where maybe some lines were. Just took some O&R and OptiClean, wiped it off.
Done.
Good to go.
Nice.
And I was just jazzed. The car came back in one piece, put everything back together on it. And then I also took yesterday off as well to knock out some more stuff and more stuff around the house. Had to go run more errands and then do a little bit of shopping before the big trip. And then I also we shot a new garage tour with Nate, which will be coming out shortly.
Good.
So good weekend.
Yeah.
But one major thing done that I've been wanting to do for quite some time.
Nice.
So now me and Matt Mormon, right, we'll be cruising in our Evos together,
Are you
right?
driving all the way down to Florida?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Actually, he could drive all the way to me, and he would still have less. We wouldn't even be touching the miles that I have on my car.
Yeah. Well, we've got. In case you guys are wondering, the kind of stuff we've been doing here is one, getting all of our office space cleared out because we're going to be changing our desk layout.
Time for a new layout.
So we've been working on that. But then we've got Justin Pate coming the end of this week. He's going to be teaching a class Thursday, Friday, and a certification exam on Saturday. So you guys, if you're signed up for that class, awesome. If you're not, you need to check out Avery Graphics North America. Just type in Avery Graphics North America trainings, and you'll see trainings in your area all over the U.S. He's going to be doing those, or one of his partners. So we got that. The boys are flying.
Yep.
Follow the Instagram because Anthony's going to be updating that every single minute of every single hour of every day.
Yeah. It's not true. I mean, it'll be getting updated. Granted, my battery life is full on the trip. We'll see.
Alex, yes, that is the goal. That is actually Nick's key goal, he said, was
Nerf
to make
Arena was the objective.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really quick, too, I guess on top of that. My family, right, they went to Colombia.
They make it finally?
They made it to Colombia safely. They got there. Everything went great. They went to a wedding. They stayed at a really nice area in Bogota. Then after that, they said it was totally fine. And then they just got into Panama yesterday. So they're in Bocas del Toro or whatever it is. And they're at this really nice resort. They sent me photos and videos. And
nice.
Dude, I mean, it looks pretty nice. So I'm a lot less stressed than what I was. And it seems like they're doing great and having a good time. So, but they'll still be there for another week. And then they'll be back when I get back. So, yeah. Anyways,
cool.
The update there.
Well, sweet. Dane, take us home.
Yeah, of course. Guys, gals, everybody watching this show, if you haven't hit like, please do so. Helps us out, helps you out, because we get to stick around and keep doing this. Other than that, I would ask, before you go, take a moment, please leave a review on
Jeez.
Spotify
Gee, no.
or on Apple Podcasts, wherever you got your
You
stuff.
can't make that joke until they're back.
And then G,
Don't say
making
that
the
to
one thing that's just going to make Anthony uncomfortable all over again.
Yeah.
We'll just leave that on the screen
Every
there.
other
Let's
week.
not do that, G. How about no? But otherwise, really, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And reminder, your Super Chats paid for ice cream for the crew who packed all those orders. Thank you so much. Really, it was fun. And we look forward to doing that kind of stuff more in the future. So, as you know, it works here now, not just on the main channel, but here on the podcast channel as well. And that's really it. So, please wish us a safe trip. We'll do our best to grab you a lot of cool content. When we come back, we'll have some fun stuff to share with you. But there will be videos coming out in the meantime on the main channel. And Levi, of course, is going to hold down the fort here at TRC. So we'll see you later. Take care. And say hi to Levi when you get to Q&A Thursday later this week. See ya.
See ya.